So, what has been your personal experience, Narendra?
This is a very touching question. It's been both personal in my own life, but unfortunately, the one thing that they're running short of is time and attention. My father who was 83 years old, very hale and healthy, suddenly fell ill. And it was almost an unbelievable situation for me.
I totally understand you, being in US. Narendra is engineer by qualification and engineer by thought process and entrepreneurial by nature, passion. So I've seen him extensively discuss on the various topics, especially about entrepreneurship. And I've always, appreciated and also inspired by his thought process on the various topics, including the Sanatana Dharma. Yeah, so now Thryva Life's business partner, and we are coming together to build Thryva Life, the residential rehab. So the first question, Narendra, is what is Thryva Life to you, and how do you look at this business?
So Thryva Life, I think if you really look at the changing condition of our society, and if you look at the mature models that are built in the West, there's a huge space for seniors as well as post-hospital care. And I think that's a largely unaddressed space in India today. And if you look at the transition in the Indian society itself from our large joint families to nuclear families, and also families where there are single child in many families, there are two children in largely most families, the burden of taking care of the parents as well as patients is something that's extremely strenuous for family members. I think Thryva Life addresses that gap and gives a lot of relief to either parents or children to take care of each other, and that's the need of the market.
So what has been your personal experience, Narendra?
Let me take you through a personal journey of my own My father, who was 83 years old, very hale and healthy, suddenly fell ill. And it was almost an unbelievable situation for me. He was, up and about, no issues. And suddenly one particular day, I was on a video call with him from Singapore, and I noticed that his eyes were not really focusing on the camera. And I was in a dilemma at that moment. And then I rushed to Bangalore to see that, and found out in 2 days that he had tumors in his brain. And I was lucky to have an amazing set of friends who referred me to some very good doctors who within a very short span of time were able to diagnose. And unfortunately, my father passed away 5 to 6 weeks from that day. But I have quite a few friends whose parents are ailing, and they have all the resources, whether it's money or whether it's luxury that's needed, but they do not have the time. They're sitting somewhere 12,000 miles away, 10,000 miles away, and they're unable to address the need. We are the enablers of children to become the proverbial Shravana Kumara of the Indian mythology, to help the parents transition through, their difficult times in their senior years, where we plan to address and help children provide for their own parents, grandparents, to really, help their aspirations come true.
Let's talk about Thryva Life's future. So how do you envision Thryva Life's future, Narendra?
Definitely. I think I'd like to start with a classic Indian shloka. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunattu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvina vaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I would say the base for most partnerships. If people coming together as a team, as partnership, as business, if they can really look at this in that context and adapt it to their own this thing, it embodies where we come together and we achieve nourishment. Then we go and develop a business, we protect each other's interests. Finally, we Tejasvedamaditam Mastumavibi. We should not get into a conflicting situation. We should be in a situation, in a collaborative environment where we get together, talk, discuss about topics, and then resolves conflict. Invariably, success will bring different points of views. It can be at its extreme conflict. It can be also viewed as difference of opinions. But I think as intellectuals, we have a space where we get together, bring out our point of views. All of these qualities this particular shloka embodies extremely well. So I think I would love to use that as a base for all the partners in Thryva Life's relationships and how we really go through the future. That's on the context of how to build and thrive together.
One thing which I'm truly excited about building Thryva Life is all of us coming together with complementary strengths, right? You coming from that, the thought process of, how construction, your strengths of construction, engineering, and that entrepreneurial, passion to build something which is actually gearing up right now in the market as a business model and stitching everything together as a business model. And we coming from the healthcare, strength, and Manjunath coming from his construction, strength. So all these things, beautifully stitching together. All of us have our own strengths and weaknesses, but still knowing that shloka made it so beautifully, said, you so beautifully said that all of us will have our own strengths and weakness, but nourishing together, supporting each other, and building a business model, that itself is a journey to go through. So really excited and looking forward for Thryva Life growing into a phenomenal global brand, Narendra.
Thank you for enabling it. You're an invaluable experience in healthcare. And beyond that, your drive to really build something is unmatched. And very few people have that drive and motivation day in and day out to get up and say, hey, I have to do something meaningful when I can. It's a phenomenal quality that I've come across very few people with that quality.
Stay tuned for more updates on Thryva Life's journey, residential rehab and transition care.